I'd like us to take a moment and think about joy, something that many of us are missing these days. We have plenty of anxiety. Actually, we have anxiety on steroids, but rather than spend our energy fighting the anxiety, how about we focus for a little while on joy? Joy, when things are going well, is wonderful. But there's something somehow more meaningful about joy when it's in the face of fear and adversity. It's almost like joy is meant to defeat the darkness that screams and nags for our attention. In Romans 4:4, it reads, "Always be full of joy in the Lord. I say it again, rejoice." We're meant for joy. It's not a special treat for special times. Joy is not the result of our getting it right for a change. Joy is intended to be more like the soundtrack of our lives. Joy should flow along with us as we travel through life, sometimes soft and barely noticed, and sometimes even silent, but often strong and forceful. At the end of a particularly dark time in my life, I was sitting outside after a long work day. I was taking in the colors and the smells of mid-autumn, and I noticed a warm, tight feeling in my chest, and it scared me. I wondered if I should call somebody, do something. Then after several minutes, I realized what was happening. I was feeling happy. I was feeling joy. I had actually forgotten how to feel joy. This might be a time when you've forgotten how to feel joy also. Well, joy is there for each of us. You can have that tight, warm feeling in your chest and let it spread throughout you, maybe even spill onto those around you. But it seems to me that most people seldom consider that we already have joy in us. We don't need to find it, we don't need to make it, or do something right to be given it. The Holy Spirit has been given to every Jesus follower, and that Spirit fills us with His joy. But joy is subtle. It doesn't demand our attention, but it will invigorate you. It'll give you perspective. It lets you see through the eyes of heaven. We simply need to decide to move our attention away from whatever's in front of our eyes, whatever's bouncing around in our heads, and instead fix our attention on the assurance that God's in control and realize joy is a proof of that. I also think that joy has a lot to do with confidence. Not confidence that things will work out the way we want or expect, not confidence that on our own we can handle the awful things that come our way. Rather, confidence that things are in His control, even when we cannot see how. In John 17:13, it reads, "Now I'm coming to you. I told them many things while I was with them in this world, so they would be filled with my joy." Think about that. God told us many things specifically so that we would have joy in this world. Spend time in the Gospels. Read what He said to us, and take a moment to realize that often He was talking to you also. Luke 24:52 reads, "So they worshiped Him and then returned to Jerusalem filled with great joy." Worshiping God is a sure way to reveal the joy already in your life. You just sit and consider how great He is, how much He's already done for you, simply out of His love and grace. And how cool is that? Peter 1:8 says, "You love Him even though you have never seen Him. Though you do not see Him now, you trust Him, and you rejoice with a glorious, inexpressible joy." Joy also has to do with trust. Trust is a decision to believe and act with the complete expectation that the thing is absolutely certain. Consider all the times God's proven trustworthy, all the times He's surprised us with a blessing before we realized we even needed one. And that's what Paul is talking about in Romans 15:13 when he says, I pray that God, the source of hope, will fill you completely with joy and peace because you trust in him. Then you will overflow with confident hope through the power of the Holy Spirit. We're to have assurance that he loves us. And regardless of our circumstance, or what we believe our circumstance to be, we can trust God and relax into the joy that God's already put in us through his Holy Spirit, who's been given to every Jesus follower. So, joy is already within us as Jesus followers. We're meant to have joy, meaningful joy, life-changing joy. But much of this world will steal your attention with problems and fears and dangers, both real and imagined. But all of that is intended to make us forget that tight, warm feeling that the God of all creation intentionally put into you through his Spirit. His joy is always there, waiting for you to remember, to experience, and to share. So go out and have a joyful day.